Oh man, I'm really starting to hate it whenever it storms. Gets me all paranoid that a siren's going to go off and a tornado's going to form and just ruin my day. I also hate these jungle themed builds as well, which may sound like a random statement until you go check out our new jungle horror series and see why. Damn, that's a nice little plug. Anyway, randomizer, idiots, buildings, upgrades. I've set a few builds around the colony to be upgraded, all of which I think are below level 4, I believe. Yeah, the work order list is pretty populated with them, but once they work their way through all of them, then all we have left is to get them all up to level 5. So that's going to be pretty neat. Our little randomizer colony, all grown up and nearly complete. I'll need to find some new idiots to torture. Well, I'm just going to let the builders beaver away at the myriad of work orders I've set for them, and we are going to look into another project to work on. Yes, let's create some more walls. But not just any ordinary walls. We'll be constructing these special glass walls which I've made. I say we. I still mean our builders will be constructing them for us. But these walls will be going here at the back of the industry district, just to round it off, and still let us have somewhat of a view of the background behind them. Plus we upgraded the glass blower to level 5 recently, and I think he really needs to work off that upgrade. So yeah, lots of glass, big glass wall time. I think we will try get Ellison picking up that work order for us. She is working on a sifter upgrade at the moment, which I assume is to level 5. Yes, indeed she is, and it is being upgraded to level 5. Yeah, that's unimportant. That's a lot more like it then. So the build itself is based upon a Caledonia styled wall, with exception of everything is made out of glass. And of course, because there's something wrong with me, not just ordinary glass. Very much so, not ordinary glass. So we will need to teach the glass blower how to make some tinted glass, which has a fairly simple recipe to be fair. We of course will need to go find some amethyst shards in order to create them, which is no big thing really. It will give us something to do in the meantime. There are a few architect cutter tinted glass recipes for this as well, which we will just simply teach here too. As for this clear glass stuff, this is a new mod which I've added to the randomizer. So in order to make that, we'll require some connecting glass. Connecting glass will require normal glass. So that of course is normal glass put together, that is connected glass then put together, and this is clear glass connected together. Basically just the connected glass without the little textured bits, which in my opinion looks a lot better. Maybe I should make the axolotl's water slide out of clear glass. That could be interesting. Anyway, let's quickly teach this idiot then how to make up some clear glass. And I believe that is then pretty much everything that Ellison is going to require in order to get up these new builds, of which she's already made a start on, just placing down some dirt here to connect to the rest of the colony, and we're now just starting to request in some of the glass for use. So while she gets on with that, we need to go find ourselves an amethyst cave, an amethyst grove, whatever they're called, which means we're heading further underground again. But at least we don't need to guess as to where these things are. Granted, we are going to require quite a lot of the shards. Where are the botany pots whenever we need them? Also just realised I've been using Silk Touch. Yep, that's a lot better. I believe that we can also use the blocks of amethyst on an architect's cutter here as well, should we want to make any special blocks up. Yeah, they could make some rather interesting looking decorations for the colony. We will maybe keep a hold of these. Anyway, let's get a few more shards out from the clusters. Damn, these make such a satisfying noise. And hopefully that will keep the glassblower going just for a little bit here. How are we getting on with this long wall segment then, Alison? Okay, we've not really started it. Well, I tell a lie actually. We've placed down one block towards it. So let me guess, we're then basically just waiting on the glass blower creating us glass. Maybe, maybe not. We don't have anything within the furnaces at the moment. We could be being held up by the dyer next door. Oh, what's wrong with you, Brayley? Bloody shame, having to walk some places. How are we getting on here? Do we need dyes? Yes, pretty much. We do seem to have deliveries of all of the glass required. Just the dyes holding us up here at the moment. That's no problem at all. I can quickly make up some white dyes here alongside grey dyes. So you then take in all of those, and in fact you've already made us some grey stained glass, which, sorry chaps, I will just go hand deliver. Damn, free couriers to deliver. And there we go then, Alison. There's some of your grey stained glass. We are going to require a lot of glass for that, but I've already been prepared for that. Everything within the colony at the moment is either made out of glass or bloody concrete, so here's some at least. What I will do actually is give you half of that glass stack there, so you can make up the tinted and clear glass, and you can get the rest then, Brayley, just so that you can stain it. We do have a few other requests here on the open request list for our other builders, one of which being another glass related item. So Cameron, you're going to be very busy here today, pal. Granted, we still will need to venture into the nether just to grab some shroom lights. I've decided to try be helpful, and I will make up the tinted glass items here, which was a good notion in principle, but I've actually run out of the amethyst shards already. So let's go try out another cave system then, one of which we've not really explored too much of, and hopefully we will get quite lucky with some more amethyst groves just around here. Yes, well, we have some at least. Why does this all look so wet? And why can't I mine up the right stuff around here? Well, a lot of time and regret later. That should be all of the tinted glass for this. Still a boatload of clear glass and other types of stained glass to go, so you better have been busy since I've been gone. Well, he is making glass up for us at least, so I'll let you off this time. I will make you up some of this clear glass then, just to speed everything up. In which, that's at least 400 that I've just given you there. Still 800 to go. Really starting to regret making this out of so much bloody glass here. Are you having fun there, Kellen? This kind of looks painful. I'll just leave him be. The nice thing about this project is that this glass wall will only take us to this point here. We still have further down there to go with it. So I tell you what then, let's start yet another long wall segment for it. Maybe Mariah will pick that up for us, just so that we can get this done doubly as fast. But those wall segments should pretty much then take us to here. Which is just behind the mechanic's hut. And I do have another glass corner piece, which we will just wrap around the mechanic. Then follow that off with a stairwell, which will take you down onto this level here. And that's pretty much it then going to be done. So as much as I'm complaining about all of the glass required for this first segment, that's still only half as much as what we're really going to require here. Never mind the fact that we're going to require even more glass just to fill out the bottom area here. Well, I guess we best make ourselves productive and start gathering up some more sand. And rip Mr. Diggy too. It was good knowing you, friend. Mariah was working on a courier set upgrade, but I've told her to stop that so that she can come out here and help us with this big wall segment, which she has now done, and I believe is just also requesting in a shitload of glass for it. Yep, there she is, just putting down all of the placeholder blocks. I guess we will maybe move on to sandstone for these. Probably. This does count as a desert or a beach. Regardless, she will require some sandstone as well. And a lot of tinted glass, of course. But in better news, Ellison now has all of the clear and grey stained glass. Kellen is still happily jiving away. And we are now 10% done with this segment of the wall. Yes, we are walking on clear glass. So what I think we will do is make up the remaining white stained glass for this, as well as the architect cutter parts for it, and that should pretty much then be everything for it. The colony will handle these items for them, so that is Ellison, now practically supplied for the wall segment here. We will need to go do the same for Mariah and her segment, which will mean going to have to collect some more amethyst shards. But we are fast approaching 40% completion with this wall segment, so she will have this up and running pretty shortly. I am still going to skip ahead, however, just to gather up the remaining resources for all of the walls and maybe tidy this up a bit better. So, I will see you guys shortly. A short while later, and that's the long wall segments now up, and looking pretty great, I must admit. And they just keep going on for miles and miles and miles and miles, and it's actually a little bit trippy because of the tinted glass. We can see under the water. Yeah, that's a real interesting view actually. Well, the wall segments now take you right up to pretty much near the end, just beside the mechanics hut. So we're going to require some stairs just to lead us down, which these will do pretty nicely. So we'll get Ellison or Mariah coming out to work on them. Well, clearly Ellison. We have also extended the walls a bit further down, just so that they touch the sand, and I think the waterbed here as well, and we've extended the rest of the wall as well, just so that it does reach the bottom. So yeah, it's really looking not too bad. A crazy amount of glass has been required for it, so that glass blower certainly has been busy. Ellison is already 40% supplied for the build. She was just awaiting in on a few deliveries there. Just a few more items to go, and that will be everything for the stairs. The rest of our builders have been hard at work, and they have been going through these work orders at a pretty steady rate, so not too many more buildings remaining to be upgraded to level 4. Pretty much all we're going to have left are level 5 upgrades, which should be relatively quick for them to do. I see the stairs have now had their foundations placed in, so we will need to come out and just fill out the rest of the area here with glass, and then bring the stone path over to it. I think we will then just do that whilst we wait on Ellison finishing up with the upgrade, and that's her just finished it there. Perfect. So now we'll just finish this off with some glass underneath, looking pretty good. And I think that's pretty much it then. A rather long, expensive wall just for the back of the industry district, which still kind of gives us some decent views of the background. But let's face it, the best part of this upgrade is definitely the X-ray vision.